Hello, and welcome back. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. We're going to take a look today at vision, real vision. And as you can see, the title of this video is How to Truly See. So there's a lot that's implicit in that, isn't there? Because the word truly appears. And implicit in this statement is our unfortunate situation here in the world, which is, by the way, a complete dream in which we aren't seeing. We are not. We do not see things as they truly are. If we did, you wouldn't appear to be looking at this. That's for sure. There would be no need for this conversation, nor for this course, or any spirituality at all as we look at it here in the world. In other words, practices. We would be awake in God, and none of this would be necessary. But because we need it, I invite you to kindly stick around. We're going through chapter 13, section 5 of the text, which is entitled The Two Emotions. So quickly to recap, they're love and fear. Those are the two emotions of which we are capable, love or fear. Everything else that we here experience is a derivative of one of those two. Here's another way of putting this. The choice that we make with our power of decision in the present moment shows us a world. Do we choose love or do we choose fear? Our choice determines what we see and experience. Yes, mind is that powerful. You are that powerful. Doesn't matter if you don't believe it fully or at all right away. It's an idea that you will hear again. And should you stick around and study and practice A Course in Miracles, you'll hear it a lot until such time as you begin to put it into practice and experience your power viscerally, i.e., experientially. Oh, yeah. That's very cool. There are a host of other adjectives we could use, but why not? It's very cool. In fact, it's beyond words. So when we choose fear, in other words, when we choose to see ourselves as individuals, as separate individuals, we then, of course, see our brother as 8 billion plus separate individuals looking something like this. We call it human being, the scientific name, Homo sapiens sapiens. And of course, there are countless other life forms we see when we side with the ego, in other words, with fear. We see multiplicity, and it appears to be without us. Yet, as we've seen, and we'll repeat the idea because it's critical to our understanding, that it's not without us, it's in our mind. When we choose separation, fear, the ego, darkness, we're not really seeing at all. We've cast a shroud over our eyes, so to speak. We've occluded ourselves. We've thrown a veil over our face, in a manner of speaking. We've placed a series of obstacles between ourselves and, well, everything. We've hidden ourselves. We've blocked our awareness of love. We've blocked our awareness of truth. We've blocked our awareness of who and what and where we really truly are. We see only the inside of the veil. To continue with that analogy, we see the inside of multiple layers of fabric, dark fabric. And we think that that's reality. It is not. It is not. For which we should all be very happy, delighted, in fact. Because here we have the ability to begin to peel these layers off, to remove the blockages, to remove the veil, and a little bit at a time, if that's what it takes. That's what spiritual practice is removing these obstacles, these blockages to our awareness of truth. Truth simply is. When you, again, continue with the image of having a veil shrouding our face, there's still light on the outside of the veil. It's still there. We just can't see it. So, how do we truly see it? Let's talk about that. Because that is what this is all about. This thing, this series of events, this series of practices and readings and prayers and workbook exercises and forgiveness lessons that we do and learn accordingly. All of that, what we call spiritual practice, is the practice of learning to see things as they really, truly are. I've stressed before, and will really stress today, the importance, the critical importance of your relationship with your inner teacher, the Holy Spirit, Jesus. Call your inner teacher whatever you want to call it. It, by the way, it's an appropriate pronoun. It's not a human being. Of course, this course uses the masculine pronouns he and him to refer to the Holy Spirit and God. Whatever, they're just words. What's important is your connection to your inner teacher, who will show you that everything that you appear to see with the body's eyes is not true. It is the inside of a veil, which can be lifted. The Holy Spirit will show you that what you look upon is not reality, that what you appear to hear is not reality. Remember, we're looking at the past. We're seeing, when we look out on the world, what's not there. We're hearing what's not there. We're touching and tasting and feeling what's not there. It's not there. The Holy Spirit will lovingly and gently and appropriately show us that. Now, what will this lesson, this teaching, this guidance and instruction look like? Well, that is going to appear to differ for each and every one of us. Remember, the Holy Spirit is our inner teacher, and what you may need to see in order to learn of your perfect oneness may look like a different lesson than I'm going to see today, or that your spouse is going to see, or your neighbor, or what have you. That is all only a difference in outward form. The content, the essence, the heart of the matter, so to speak, is all the same. It's one and the same. How can we say this? There's one mind. The Holy Spirit is that part of our mind that knows who we are. And should we choose to see with Him, He'll show us. Another helpful analogy in learning to see, and I just mentioned really how we do it, is to choose to see with the Holy Spirit and ask Him to show you, guide you. Vision depends on light. The Holy Spirit is that light. A helpful analogy here is that of dreaming at night. Now, it may or may not connect with you that all of this is a dream. I mean, you hear this, and not just from this course, by the way, of naturally, quite naturally, there are many other spiritual traditions that state in no uncertain terms that this is a dream. It is. It is. A Course in Miracles is not unique in stating that this is a dream. So, a helpful visual here, especially if you're newer to this idea, or even if you're not, and it's still not going down, you're still experiencing some resistance, which is normal on the path, by the way. There's nothing wrong with you if you're saying what the actual is going on here. WTAF. As always, if you're not sure what that instant messaging acronym from the 21st century means, I invite you to look that up. It's kind of funny in this context because we have those moments when we approach this material. It aims to right our perception. We don't see things as they are. Our vision, our perception is upside down. This course aims to turn it right side up. So along the way, there can be a lot of what the actual is going on right here kind of moments. We've all had them. When we dream at night, this may be of great help to you. So it's a visual that's worth coming back to. When we dream at night, we see things, we hear things, taste, touch, and feel things. We interact with other people, with other beings. We experience things that completely defy what we consider the laws of Newtonian physics and chemistry and the way things appear to function in this world. We fly, we're in multiple places at once, and things are not as they usually are here in the world. We're dreaming, and we see and experience these things vividly, yet our eyes are closed. With what do we see these dream images? We see them with our mind. When we awaken, the dream is gone. All of the images that had once seemed so very real and scary, perhaps funny, loving, I don't know, hot, sexy, whatever. There are all kinds of dreams. When we awaken, they're gone. It's as though they were never there. And we would readily acknowledge, oh, that was just a dream. No, that never happened. Exactly. This is a dream. You're the dreamer. You could choose, with the help of our inner teacher, to awaken right now, in the present moment. When else? This is a dream. We are not limited to whatever the life, the shelf life of the human body is, which varies greatly. We're not limited by that. We're not limited by the country that we live in or that we grew up in. We're not limited by our height and stature, our social status, our gender, our age, what we do or do not do for work or a career. We're not limited at all. Vision depends on light. The Holy Spirit is this light. When you flick on a light in a dark room, the darkness is gone. It vanishes. Again, it's as though it were never there. And again, it was not there. The unflattering, yet true, situation here is that we've chosen this. We could choose to see otherwise. We could choose our boundlessness, our utter limitlessness as Christ, the Son of God, which of course is not limited to the historical Jesus, which many of us are raised to believe. I was certainly raised in a couple of fundamentalist Christian traditions that posited that Jesus is, well, Jesus Christ, the only Christ, and the rest of us, well, you better get on board, right? So we are the Christ, the Son of God. There's one. We're all included in the one. There is no separation of any kind. These are ideas that take getting used to because quite clearly we're not conditioned in the world to think this way. And this is a course in mind training, which may or may not appeal to you, but let me ask you, does awakening appeal to you? Does joy, limitlessness, boundless joy, eternal joy, and radiance and love appeal to you? I know the answer. And the answer is yes, of course. If it did not, we wouldn't be interested in spirituality. So it's a question that can seem rather hard hitting, but ask yourself, do you want to see who you are? Do you want to experience your reality, identity, capital I? Do you want to experience your limitlessness? Do you want to go home, in a manner of speaking? Do you want to awaken? Or would you prefer to keep your illusions? That's our choice. Happily, happily, we have the Holy Spirit to guide us. We do not undertake this journey alone. We are not alone. So you'll see as you go through A Course in Miracles something called the vision of Christ, which is the vision that comes from love. We don't, as we've just seen, really truly see with the body's eyes. the Holy Spirit will show us exactly what to do, what to say, where to go, if anywhere, with whom to speak, and in what words, in what gestures and nonverbals, how to reach our brother, if only we allow him to do so. Again, the Holy Spirit is the light in which we truly see. Look with him and say, I would see with you, or whatever occurs to you, to make this connection. And once you've made the connection with our inner teacher, to continue to nourish that connection by giving over every single moment of every day, your entire experience, to let the Holy Spirit see with you, for you. Let him judge everything for you because he will look beyond the surface level to the essence of what you and your brother really are, the Son of God. By the way, the Son of God is the extension of God. When you look on your brother as who and what he really is, you're seeing yourself as what you really are. Very profound. I mean, it's so joyous and loving and total that it's really beyond language. We're simply using language and this pixelated image on your screen, whatever you may think of the pixelated image on your screen. The outward appearance of all this doesn't really matter. It's the content, the essence of it that does. That's your inner teacher speaking to you. And whether you acknowledge it or not, you have heard many times the call of our inner teacher to awaken. And because you're interested in this course, for sure, because you're watching this channel, which is about A Course in Miracles, you've answered this call repeatedly. It's a beautiful thing. You know this. You do. Well, I hope you do. Yes, it is. Keep going. Keep going. Keep forgiving. Keep forgiving the Son of God and continue to reach out to and connect with the Holy Spirit, with your inner teacher who will guide you. Look with him, look with the Holy Spirit. He is the light in which Christ stands revealed. Look on your brother as he is, and you will see yourself, capital S. Want to do that? Okay, then. So, this is how we truly see. We don't see things with our own distorted vision, with what the body's eyes show us. They show us a world that's rife with warfare, with separation, guilt, blame. Yes, F-bomb laced tirades and fear. Judgment here, judgment there. We could choose to lift the veil and look upon the world forgiven. When we do that, that's when our perception is clarified. Then truth dawns of itself. That's awakening. In order for us to experience this, we must first learn to see, to perceive truly. Truth is beyond perception completely. Perception involves a subject and an object, a perceiver and the perceived, yet it first must be clarified. We must first learn to see truly. When we do, truth, God, dawns of itself, Himself, ourself. Hmm. Ready? Good. Along the way, as we study and practice this material, questions arise. And why wouldn't they? This course, well, I mean, you could say that it's for those who are not faint of heart, as we say in the world. I mean, what is being asked of us is a willingness to look at all of our BS, quite honestly. And if you honestly assess this and you think, hey, I'm not quite ready for that, that's not a problem. This course will still always be here. But if you have followed the guidance of your inner teacher and your inner teacher has told you, yeah, it might be a real good idea to embark on this path, then I invite you to do it. So there are many forms of aid, help, guidance, and assistance for you. Again, you're not doing this alone. First and foremost is the connection with your inner teacher. This relationship with the Holy Spirit is utmost, it's paramount, it's important. So there's that. But then there are others here in the world that appear to be human beings, like this. So I am here as a guide, and if you have any questions or comments, which are bound to arise, please feel welcome to leave them here. We've had a number of relevant and really interesting, great questions here on YouTube. So if you've got them, please go ahead and leave them. And let me invite you to, if you're just starting out in particular, and you have a question that feels like it might be really on the basic level, ask that, please, because there are people out here in the world that you'll possibly and likely never meet in person that may benefit tremendously from your courage to ask a simple question. Very good. You can positively impact and influence your brother in ways that you cannot even imagine. So if you've got questions, please ask them. And if you have not subscribed, please do that as well. A number of videos appear here each week, and here's the prompt in the corner of your screen. Just click or hover over this arrow down here, and you'll be invited to join us. Do that, and feel welcome if you have already joined us to turn on your subscriptions, the bell icon, to be notified of each video that comes down and drops here. There are several each week because consistency is important. And we never really truly know who might be watching. I don't know who may be watching, but it's a very cool that we have this technology here in what we call the 21st century at our disposal, at our ready availability, so that we may communicate with one another. So, thank you as always for watching, and it is your dedication and commitment to spiritual practice that is the highest and best offering you could ever give anyone, anywhere. Nothing comes close to that. So for that, I thank you. Please ask questions if you've got them, and I will see all of you very soon.